the way I look at it with sports radio is let's not overcomplicate it. Okay? There's 2 stories today and only 2 that matter. We addressed the first one, which is unbelievable comeback by the Pacers and win. What happens now in Oklahoma City, all those things. And we'll get to some of that, too, in hour 2. But the other thing is Aaron Rodgers is a Pittsburgh Steeler. He's a Pittsburgh Steeler. That happened yesterday. And I do think it's funny that Aaron Rodgers was kind of shown up by the president, Elon Musk, going at it yesterday. You're like, hey, I signed. I'm going to Pittsburgh. Not official, but released, and everybody knows it's going to happen. But because Elon is tweeting about POTUS, and then POTUS is apparently giving back the Tesla that he received on the White House lawn, that's amazing theater. And it outshone Aaron Rodgers back into the National Football League. But I don't know how anyone thinks this is not a great thing. Outside of for Mason Rudolph. And even Mason Rudolph, you're sitting there going like, yeah, this sucks. But you would have to think that Mason and the Steelers knew a long time ago. And, oh, yeah, by the way, it's no definite that Aaron Rodgers plays every game or that Aaron Rodgers finishes the season because he has had health issues and he is older. So, but outside of Mason Rudolph, who wouldn't be crazy excited about this? Not because it makes the Steelers great, it makes the Steelers really interesting. And you can say whatever you want to say about Rodgers. You don't like his appearances on McAfee. You don't like his defiance on vaccines or some of the things he says. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion about how good he was, how good he is now. You are entitled to that. What you're not entitled to do is say, yeah, I'd prefer to see Mason Rudolph play to Aaron Rodgers play. Again, Mason's a friend of mine. Literally hung out, text, whatever. He's a good dude. And I told him, and I tell everybody, like, I want to see Aaron Rodgers play. He's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play football. And he's trying to defy so many of the odds. Age, still off of injury. The Jets. Get that off me. It took Sam Darnold a couple years to get that Jets muck off him. Geno Smith, he had to get that Jets off him. Like, I got Jets on me. Ooh, is that Jets on your shirt? Yeah, I got Jets. Ooh. Having Jets on your resume as a quarterback, outside probably of Brett Favre, it's kind of like stepping in dog poop. You're like,
poop again.
You ever have like, and you have just like a little speck on your shoes? You're like checking your shoes, like I'm good. And then there's this little tiny in the crevice of your shoe. You're like, oh God, that's what it is. And then you hose it down. You're like, all right, I'm good. That's the Jets. I gotta get that Jets off me. Todd Bowles. Took him a couple years to get the Jets off him, working with the Buccaneers. Now he's their head coach. All right. So, again, you don't have to like Aaron Rodgers. Dan Byer doesn't like Aaron Rodgers. I know he doesn't. It's not personal. He's just never been a Rodgers guy. He's never one of these. He's just kind of. Dan, is it fair to say you were over Aaron Rodgers a good while ago?
Yes, that's fair.
Okay, fair.
Nothing personal, but
no,
yeah, there just always seemed to be extra. There's always something extra.
Yeah. Yes. With Aaron, it's a lot like the west side of Los Angeles. It's a lot like Midtown Manhattan, right? Where it's not bad, but God, it's a lot. It's just a lot, seemingly unnecessarily so. Right? Unnecessarily so, and that's Aaron Rodgers. Like, look, dude, you're quarterback. This is not that hard a gig. Get a lot of money, try win games, work with your guys, be the representative, essentially the mayor of the city. Do it again. And it just got increasingly difficult, or at least outward appearances. It's just I thought Mark Murphy had the best way to express how most people view Aaron Rodgers. Do you remember what he said, Beyer?
I can't remember the exact word, but so I'm going to say no because there were a couple in my mind, but I can't remember the exact phrasing.
I think he said he's a complicated fellow.
Okay. I didn't think it was complicated. I didn't think it was difficult. I thought it was complicated.
Right, which is complicated is such a great word because it doesn't actually mean what it's defined as mean. It's not like mediocre. Like people say mediocre and they always mean bad. But mediocre is average. Is average. And average by definition is not bad. It's average. It's average. How was your dinner? Mediocre. If you say mediocre, people are like, wow, what was wrong with it? Like, nothing. It was mediocre. It was average. But mediocre has a negative connotation. Is that fair, Dan?
Yes. 100%.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So I think complicated, same thing. Like complicated is just, well, it's complicated. But the truth is, it's a great code word for he's a pain in the ass. Right? Right? How is she? Like, I want to set you up with this girl. Like, she's this. Tell me about her. Tell me about her dating history. It's complicated. Whoa! Red flags.
What's going on with you guys right now? Well, it's complicated.
Complicated. Yes. There has never been a healthy relationship that anyone has ever described as complicated. Fair?
Fair.
Okay.
Agreed. Second, motion carries.
So the point is that when Mark Murphy, the outgoing president of the Green Bay Packers, a couple of years ago said, "It's a complicated fella," everybody's like, "Wink, wink, got it." He's a pain in the ass. Really talented, but God, just take the snap, throw the ball, score the touchdown, shake the hands, kiss the baby, sign the autographs.
Relax.
Not that hard. But it just, again, everything's sort of complicated. And again, complicated by dictionary definition means just that. Hey, it's not an easy, there's no one easy word that defines somebody. Super bright, super engaging, super charming, super talented. There are people that really, 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 really like and appreciate him. There are people that don't. But again, the complicated by dictionary definition is, hey, it's not good, it's not bad. It's just there's layers to it. Complicated in urban terms, in normal discussion is, oy, 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 it is complicated, which is, it's a lot. So, again, my challenge is for anybody to reasonably say, I'm not going to pay attention. And, like, look, this is one of those for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would say that not the last year of Ben Roethlisberger, the next to last year of Ben Roethlisberger was the last year they had competent quarterback play. And look, Mason, I thought, did a good job a couple years ago of getting them to the playoffs. That was probably his best year, but it was really like, hey, let's just do the best we can. And maybe that was coordinator. I don't know. Right? They've changed coordinators since then. But Ben Roethlisberger, really probably you go back to 2018. Right? So we're talking 2018, which is 7-8 years ago. Right? He threw for 5,000 yards. I mean, he was a star. I mean, if you go to 2020, like they were 12-3. He was 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I'd be willing to say 2010, 2020. So even that is 5 seasons ago was the last time they had competent quarterback play. Yes, Dan.
Yeah, and I would even say even before that, like I think the 5,000 season in 2018 was the one that's probably best because his elbow injury forced him to miss most of 2019. Yeah. He played a game again. He only played 2 games that year, one of which was week 2 against the Seahawks. There was also, by the way, the infamous game where the pass interference penalty kind of where you could call replay on pass interference and remember that after the Rams Saints debacle. But Roethlisberger's elbow kind of was shot in that week 2 game and didn't return that year. And I don't think that he was the same in 2020, even though the numbers are respectable. But yeah, that last season was not good.
Yeah, and you probably even could go back to 17 when they're 12-3, 28-14, 4,000 yards, balanced attack, really, really good. right? So we're talking about more than half a decade since the Pittsburgh Steelers had competent quarterback play, probably Hall of Fame quarterback play.
Yeah, and Doug, to even just make the point about Kenny Pickett, just when they took Kenny Pickett, which I think was around 19, somewhere in that ballpark in the first round, that's not addressing your quarterback situation. It's not. Like, if Kenny Pickett was that sought after or that much of a solution, he would have been picked way earlier in that draft. So, like, even to that point of them taking Kenny Pickett first round, I don't think they ever then really truly addressed their situation. But it felt like, hey, he went to Pitt. That's the right deal. He's still there. Look at what he did. Steelers need a quarterback. Let's make it work. But I don't think that was a really viable solution. As a general rule, I don't think it's a viable solution that you're addressing your quarterback play if you're taking him outside the top 15.
A general rule, although like Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, right? I think that was the model they tried to, hey, we got a guy that maybe slipped through the cracks and and Kenny Pickett, remember, played in the same stadium. They felt like they had a better working knowledge of him than anybody else did.
Yeah, which actually makes it worse.
I get it.
Yes,
you should have known.
Yes,
there's no surprise. You should have known. You should have known.
20th pick overall.
You could have filmed every practice and it wouldn't have been illegal, and yet you did not, and you still swung and missed.